Hey guys, MC Mura here, and yesterday I saw this video by Broski where he was talking about the best designed character in Street Fighter 6. He was talking about Sagat. It's a really cool video. Obviously, I think you probably, if you're watching my channel, then you watch Broski, right? So you probably have seen it. It's a really cool video. And it got me thinking a lot about something I experienced very lately with Street Fighter 6, and I really wanted to talk about it, right? And I just want you to understand before I get into anything that this is coming from a place of love, right? Because as you know, recently Capcom released Outfit 4 into Street Fighter 6. They unleashed the Outfit 4s on us, right? And this was really cool. It was like a bunch of swimsuits, obviously, but finally, like, we're getting some new content. We're getting something that is really cool into the game, right? And I'm gonna skip to the part that matters to me, and that matters to me, but not that one. That one. Manon, right? Because I thought that costume actually looked pretty cool, right? And I saw this, and Neuron activated, and I actually went back to play Manon. And I actually did really well when I went back to playing Manon, right? I think the character is alright. I made a tier list. I think she is one of the weaker characters in the game, but it's not about the character being strong or bad. But the issue is, when I played Manon, I got reminded just how boring Manon is. And I was so disappointed. To put some perspective into my relationship with Manon, because yes, there is actually a relationship. Just so you know, I'm setting the scene here. When Street Fighter 6 first came out, I obviously made like combo videos, right? Combo guys, that's the norm, right? The very first combo video I made for the game was Manon, because she was a character that I went in with the intention of playing Manon. And I did actually play Manon, right? During Season 2, when Season 2 first came out, when I went through the Season 2 system changes and what happened, even in the changes video, I was showing Manon. The very first character I showed with the changes was Manon. Manon is the only character in this game where I actually made a matchup chart, like a detailed matchup chart. And obviously I did an extended Manon guide. And you know what? I actually talked about Manon before Manon was Manon. When I made this video, my hopes for Mimi. If you don't know, before Street Fighter 6 came out, the base roster for the game was leaked, and we saw her, and the leaker named her Mimi. So I was talking about how excited I am for Mimi before she even was Manon. Right, so you have to understand that this is a character that I was really looking forward to playing. If there is a singular character in this game that I try to love the most, it is Manon. And I really do love Manon. I really do. I think she is really cool. Her aesthetics, her design is really cool. And this is not a video about strengths. I'm not talking about her being low tier. I'm not talking about her being top tier, whatever. My issue with Manon is just how boring she is. What do you do with Manon? I think she is the worst designed character in the game because she doesn't do anything. That is the issue. Like, if you're playing Manon, you're probably like trying to walk back and forth, maybe get in, right? Go for a wave punish or poke at them from a distance, and that's pretty much about it. That's pretty much. She doesn't really have a drive rush game. She obviously doesn't have a fireball, so there is no fireball game. There is no like dive kick game. There is nothing to it. And even her pressure game is so basic and so elementary. Like, once Manon is up close, what is she gonna do? She's gonna go for lights because she doesn't know what plus frames are, right? Capcom they didn't give her any plus frames, only that, and that pushes her so far to be able to do anything, right? So she doesn't really have plus frames. So her pressure is mostly light pressure, right? That's what we're supposed to do. Or you go for like standing medium punch and then go for that, and now you have a mix. But if you're good at this game and you know that this is probably the easiest drive reversal, the easiest drive rush cancel to drive reversal. Even if you happen to get the thing going and you're doing really great with Manon, like her level up system is so boring. Like her level 1 grab, right? That puts you at plus 19 frames. Great. And you know what? if I even add the max level, it's gonna be the same exact distance with the same exact Oki. Even her middle level, it's just pure damage. It doesn't change anything. She is so one-dimensional with everything. Like her pressure game is so one-dimensional. Her neutral game is so one-dimensional. And I understand the concept is she is supposed to be the grappler, but there are other grapplers with much more layers to them. Like say that we got Zangief, right? And Zangief is like the ultimate grappler, right? But in the neutral and even up close when pressuring, Zangief have so much more layers to him than Manon. Right? Here's the thing. So if we're in the neutral here with Gief, you do have the ability to poke at the opponent, maybe plays a whiff punish game. He does have like this low crushing overhead that you can space and try to play some spacing traps with that. You can try to play some spacing traps with his sweep, or at least used to. He does have this hop kick, which if you space it right, it can be blossom block. And once Zangief is up close and throughout the match, there is obviously always the threat of, oh my god, is Zangief gonna SPD me or not? But here's the thing, Zangief, it's not only the threat of is Zangief gonna SPD or not, there is am I gonna keep blocking or not, because oh look, Zangief destroys your drive gauge, and even in the neutral, if Gief is constantly doing that stuff to you, he is harassing your drive gauge. So there is the element of that. There is the element of fireballs and the fact that he does have like an armor, but maybe you may try to bait that and walk out of it, hit him low. There is the element of alright, I'm gonna jump, but if I jump backwards, like say if Ryu blocked something and then try to jump backwards, right? Like say that jump backward, maybe Gief will do that action super. There is that element, or maybe just jump follows him, Bosch dynamite. There's so much interaction. There is so much interaction. There's so much going on. Manon is so vanilla. It is like, it is almost painful. It's almost painful how little you get to do as Manon. Because what do you have? She's not really a character that does have mix-up. The only interesting part of her kit, which is the middle, just translate to damage. That is just damage. The Oki doesn't change. Like imagine if, which is like, this is one of the big issues with Manon as a character. But say that we knocked Ryu down here, right? With the level 1 middle, let's say she has level 2 middles, right? One of the issues with Manon is that she doesn't get like drive rush and then block, right? She can't bait that uppercut here, right? She doesn't really, she's gonna get punish countered. But what if on a higher middle, she actually gets Oki? Maybe reduce the damage and give her better Oki. Maybe. When Ryu gets the dungeon buff, he gets utility. When Jamie gets the drinks, he gets utility. When Kimberly gets her level 3, she does get more damage, but she gets utility. The issue with Manon is that she doesn't get any new utility. It's just damage. And that, in all honesty, is kind of boring. The only real dopamine where like you get really excited when playing Manon is if you got like a punish counter level 5 because oh my god, look at how much damage that did. Or I mean that. And we all know why a lot of Manon players play Manon. If whatever reason you think it is probably true. That is the only time you get some dopamine when playing Manon. And that's just so, I don't know. There is so little to it that it actually really bothers me. Because after Manon, and I'm gonna tell you like my gameplay journey with this game. So I started with Luke a little bit. I didn't want to play Manon at launch because there was an unbelievable amount of gooning surrounding the character, and I didn't. So I played Luke a little bit. And then I jumped around and played DJ a little bit. And halfway through season 1, I was like, all right, let me play Manon. And I played her until Bison came out. And then I played Bison. And then I played Terry. And now like I'm back to Bison. But whatever, right? What I'm trying to say is that all of these guys do have a lot to them. Like, if I told you, like, if I ask anyone right now, what is the most boring character in the game? They're probably gonna say Mai. But Mai have the level 1 buff. I mean, that's really cool. Mai have the Insta Air level 2 super, which is like a really, really cool piece of tech. She does have a dive kick. The opponents can jump on you, so she does have like a DP. You need to at least be solid with that. Mai have... See, like, I just talk about stuff Mai have. Like, even though she's not like the most interesting character and definitely one of the most vanilla straightforward, I mean, she has the thing of her combos being different once you got like the buff, right? There is stuff there. There is stuff there. I think much more than what Manon got, right? Even when you think about the buffs, how Capcom buffed Manon, and how this is a character that improved, to me, it was just like a bunch of nothing. Like literally like a bunch of nothing. Because what are the biggest buffs? When you think of Manon buffs, what is the biggest things they gave her? They gave her this, which obviously that is cool. That is powerful because that really opened up her damage potential, right? Now she gets to do a lot more damage, but functionality, it's pretty much like another launcher. That is not a new utility per se. That is queued up more damage. That's it. Boys, this is the part I was afraid of talking about because I'm gonna talk about Armika for a little bit, and I'm not saying that Manon should be like Armika. I'm saying Armika was one of the premium glow eater characters in Street Fighter V. This is one of these guys that you would be called brain dead, like to no tomorrow if you played Armika. But I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that Armika could do to show you what I mean by having like some interesting characters. Street Fighter V in general is a game that is far more limiting than 6. Yet Armika, a character that is simpler, does a lot more. Imagine that. Anyways, just basically in the neutral, right? Mika have this option of a heavy kick, and this heavy kick is typically, let me actually show the frame data. This heavy kick that is simply like -4, but she can charge it, and if she does charge it, it flies across the screen, and you can play around with it. You can partial charge it, leave it to bait like reversals, bait anti-airs, all of that. If you fully charge it, now she's plus on block. Mika do have jumping normals that are very strong, just like Manon, but also she has the splash, which is unsafe, but it gives you a way to alter your jump arc so that like if they try to anti-air you, you can play around with that. Doesn't give the best Oki ever, but still that is actually something that is fairly decent. She does have this crouching heavy punch, and this is like a roll. This is these type of moves where if you do it really up close, she's -6, she's really unsafe, but if you do it spaced, she is gonna be safe at -2. You actually used to leave her plus on block at some point, and if you happen to hit with it and you got like the tip hit, you can actually combo after it, right? Naturally up close, this move would be like less positive, but if you got the far range hit, like you can get a jab or like a 3-frame or a 4-framer, right? So you actually are able to combo. So at least she does have like the Zangief thing, where there is a move that does that, right? And she does have, once she got the hit, you can go for this like Irish whip to push into the corner. She does have this really annoying forward heavy punch that, let's actually remove crush counters. And I'm sure this is like a fucked up mix-up, right? But what I'm trying to say is that Mika do have a lot of stuff, right? So she does have that mix-up, which is like right-left. I can go under here and kind of like repeat the mix. Very, very powerful mix-up. Obviously, Manon doesn't know what mix-ups are. Even in the neutral, if say we got Ryu here to... I haven't played this game in so long. If we got Ryu to throw a Hadouken, she does have the sweep, and her sweep is a slide, and it can actually slide under fireballs. So like from this range, if you're beating a fireball, you can actually punish with that, which I think that is actually really cool. She also does have the Ika, which is like an armored move, but this move is also really fast. So if say that we're in the neutral and you happen to whiff something that's even like really good like that one, you can whiff punish with that, right? That's cool. Mika have 2 command grabs instead of 1, so she has the grab that keeps the same side, but this one gives Mika Oki. So this one does less damage, 120, that's about 12%. That's nothing compared to the Street Fighter 5, but she gets Oki. Or she have a grab with a little bit more range, does a lot more damage, but switches sides and throws them away, so she doesn't get Oki. I think that's really cool. And don't get me started on the mix-up potential of her V-Trigger, right? Because a V-Trigger can do so much, right? Like you can do a ton of mix-ups with her V-Trigger, like that, left-right mix. So say that he's blocking and we wanna bait an alpha counter. Activate V-Trigger and bam, she got a punish. There are so many mix-ups to her level 1, and what you can do with it, it is actually crazy. Cool mix that you could do with her, right? And then like repeat the situation, or you can do the same exact thing but don't cross under. See? And obviously there was V-Trigger 2 with the chair. What I'm saying is Mika had a lot going. Like sure, she did have the neutral, she did have like the whiff punish into Oki, she did all of that, but also there was so much more in terms of mix-ups, in terms of pressure, in terms of even neutral and approach options that you could do. So just to finish, because I feel like I've been rambling for so long and it's been kind of nonsense. Again, this video is not about Manon being low tier, top tier, whatever. I just want the character to have tools, I want her to have fun. Going back to the Broski video, and I have been playing Sagat actually a little bit. He's a character that I actually find to be like really enjoyable as well. I think I got like 17 MR, was like 40k LP, so that's actually like pretty fast, I think. I want to search match. No. What I'm trying to say is I want Manon to have options. I want to do stuff more with her than just either jump or walk back and forth, try to go for a whiff punish, maybe sweep. Yeah, I want more stuff to do. And once an up close, I want her to have more dimensions. Like currently, she doesn't do that much, unfortunately. She doesn't have like, I'm gonna train your drive gauge that Zangief does. There is nothing. She doesn't even have tools. Like this is not an insanely powerful, absurd mix that Sagat got, but there is more to toy around with Sagat, with Tiger Jinrai alone, than almost Manon's entire character. There is like the space knee, which is really fun. Like imagine with Manon, if you could space this so that you are safe. Or like you could space this so that you're safe. Imagine, just imagine the possibility, just imagine the utility. There's so much that you could do with a character like Manon, and unfortunately, it doesn't seem that Capcom knows, because everything they do is just a little bit more damage. Medals just give more damage, wanna buff her, let her have that route so that she's doing more damage, which is kind of unfortunate. I really want Manon to be more fun, because I think there's a potential for like a really creative character. In a game where they created characters that I think are really cool and really fun. Like, I think JP is a phenomenal design, even if you don't love his gameplay. I think he's phenomenal. I think DJ is a phenomenal design. Blanca, what they did with the Blanca Shan, I thought was really cool. There are characters with endless possibilities in this game, but I feel like Manon is playing a different game. So this stand Manon is unbelievably vanilla. That's about it. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you wish that there was more to Manon than what we currently have? I would love to hear your thoughts all about it in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch page in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.